Hello everyone and welcome back to my Bold and Beautiful 29 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Ridge may ruin Brook reunion with Nick. Will Ridge find that he can't handle his partner moving on with his family? There's always a lot of talk about Ridge's Forester status, but we can't forget his true family roots. Ridge's biopater was Massimo, who was Nick's natural father as well. That makes Nick and Ridge half-sisters, so there's the implicit for a serious stock contest to reignite now that Nick's coming back to the show. Ridge and Nick have contended for Brook's attention in the history, so they may end up in familiar home. At the moment, Ridge is standing by his commitment to Taylor, but that doesn't mean he's truly let Brook go. Deep down, Ridge might want Brook back, but he's maybe reticent to break Taylor's heart again after everything she's been through. Perhaps Ridge picked Taylor for the wrong reasons, and that could leave their foundation shaky as effects move on. Ridge has proven that he finds it delicate to stand by and watch Brook move on with other men. It's one thing for Ridge to choose Taylor while Brook is single, it's quite another for Ridge to stay pious to Taylor while Brook's falling for someone differently. Brook will indeed turn to Nick as a source of comfort as she tries to put Ridge behind her. Once Nick returns starting June 13th, that'll lead to him resuming his love with Brook as they embrace another chance at happiness. You can go. Ridge isn't going to like that important. Ridge may struggle to keep his mind on Taylor. Formerly Brook and Nick start planning to live happily ever later. Nick's comeback could stir up Ridge's covetousness and lead to him fighting for his own reanimated future with Brook. Ridge and Nick could have some Brook-related showdowns ahead of them, especially if Ridge starts making prognostications about his own new chapter with her. Ridge may make some updates to his perspective and decide to pursue Brook down the road, so stay tuned for further news on her romantic path. Brook doing what Brook does stylish. Brook is like the Los Angeles interpretation of General Hospital's Lucy, always ending up in her undergarments at the most precocious moments. After soliciting Ridge to come home 2 times over the last 2 weeks and him saying nope, Brook uses her fashion line to find a way to allure Ridge. Too bad effects don't go as planned. Brook is ready to model a new little number from Brook's bedroom and decides to change right in the middle of Eric's office, as women tend to do at Forester Creations. She thinks it's Ridge who walks in, but rather, she finds Taylor there and has to cover up snappily. Taylor should be used to this right now because it's a whole lot of wash and repeat. How will Brook explain herself, or does she really have to? Taylor formerly knows the drill. While Brook is unbosoming all in Eric's office, her whoreson Will and Electra nearly bear each confidentially in the salon. Will wants to take effects to the coming position, but is Electra ready? She has fallen for Will, but she might not be where he's in their relationship. Luna and Sheila are counting on just that. Luna wants Will for herself and Sheila is happy to help her granddaughter nab the youthful man. It might take some designing and manipulation, but that's what they're good at. Perhaps Will needs a friend with benefits and doesn't indeed know it, and that's what Luna aims to be. Sheila is willing to give her granddaughter anything her heart solicitations, but Sheila also better watch out. She's doing this on the sly without Cleric knowing. That could come back to suck both Sheila and Luna in a veritably real way. Jack is returning as Nick Marone, so Brook former honey is making a comeback. According to Deadline, Wagner is rephotographing a new story bow, so this is clearly instigative news. Since Wagner reported to set on April 10th, that'll put his first airdate back on June 13th. It'll be a great occasion to start off Nick's stint, and you can go. It'll have quite an impact on Brook. Brook has been holding out stopgap that a reunion with Ridge might be ultimately. Ridge and Brook are generally portrayed as the fortune couple that always comes back around, so it's easy to see why Brook would keep the dream alive. Still, the coming weeks will force Brook to do some soul-searching and realize that perhaps Ridge isn't her fortune after all. Brook's reunion dream will start to fade and leave her questioning what her future is really going to look like. As Brook struggles with heartache and accepts that her relationship may be shattered ever, Nick's surprise return will open the door to new possibilities. Since Nick is Brook's partner, they'll reconnect at exactly the right time. Just when it seems like all stopgap is lost for Brook, Nick will meet the picture to deliver the support she's looking for. It'll be simple for Nick and Brook to fall into a familiar groove, so their chemistry will crinkle again and leave Brook ready to embrace a new morning. Brook might indeed start to wonder if Nick is her fortune, not Ridge. After watching so numerous rounds of Brook, Ridge and Taylor love triangle, Nick's return is a welcome change. It's always nice when the show can shake effects up, especially when it involves putting an addict fade back in the blend. Of course, we all know how this show operates by now, so there's a good chance Brook and Ridge will still get back together in the end. That said, Nick should give a fun diversion love and give Brook a different direction to go in, at least for a while. We'll be sure to pass along updates as further details crop on Jack Wagner's return stint as Nick Marone. Brook may make some sad prognostications about her love life in the coming occurrences, but also Nick will come on to sweep her off her base as formerly more. Hope is happy being on the outskirts of FC in LA. Suppose about it, Hope has grown up at FC, and without it she's lost. How low will Hope have to go in order to score her job, any job there for that matter, back? She's been called a slut and further, yet we suppose that Hope will swallow her pride and say whatever she has to in order to get called back. Hope gets a chance to return to Forrester. We know that Steffi and Ridge don't want to see Hope at the water cooler, so how does she work her magic? How does any Logan woman work her magic? Perhaps it's Liam's accident that makes her realize that life is short and we should be happy while we're then. It could be that Liam being an alternate chance at life via Steffi helps them to bury the hatchet. Or, when Liam is more, he could press the ladies to squash beef. For all intents and purposes, it looks like Hope for the future is back, or perhaps it's just that Hope has been given a mop and pail. Could it be that Hope must first apologize before she's allowed back into the castle? We suppose that should be the veritably least she does after what she did. Perhaps the magic words at Forrester Creations are "I'm sorry and I was wrong." Any good online therapist would authorize, it's a launch. Also again, Hope might be suitable to say these words, but can she mean them? She's adamant that she did no wrong in helping to swindle FC from the Forresters, who have done nothing wrong except feed and clothe her via Forrester man or another. Speaking of men, can Hope get along with her former mate in crime, Carter? We prognosticate that Hope worms her way back to the fashion house, but we see and imagine the circumstances in which the Forresters are thrilled about it. It looks like someone might have done their exploration then. The Bold and the Beautiful news says that the jotting platoon made a huge mistake during one of the rearmost occurrences. It was so egregious that a lot of observers are scratching their heads and wondering why no bone. Did their exploration to make the scene look more realistic? Of course, we're talking about how Liam Spencer was given CPR at the sanitarium. He was in bed, yet anyone who performs CPR knows that the case needs to be on a flat face to get a good twinkle meter flowing. Still, Liam was in bed. Not only that, but there was only one croaker in the room and two nursers on buttress. Another croaker should have been on the scene in case the first croaker demanded backing. In this case, Liam should have flatlined on the table and ended up dead. Of course, the internet clearly did have a lot to say about what had happened. Numerous of them reflected with, "It's a phenomenon Liam got a sanitarium room set at all." Steffi had to recover on her living room settee after being locked in a pen for days without food or water. Indeed, High Time shows try to dissect it without medical advisors these days. Another addict wrote, "My mama used to work in the medical field. We were watching last Friday's Occasion this once weekend and she kept complaining about how the croakers on the show were doing everything wrong. And also there was this comment as well, the CPR done then was laughably bad and just terrible. Letting Steffi stay in the room and yell like a Looney Tune was just awful too. In a RL situation they would have ejected her as soon as effects were going bad and told her to be quiet. Just awful." He also wouldn't be left in the normal ER once he did that, he would have been over to ICU as soon as he was stable.